taking a look at a boat that I just delivered from Iowa to Indiana. Now, Iowa to Indiana, you say? Well, how did I do that? Not on land. I first had to go down the Mississippi River all the way to St. Louis, and then come up the Illinois River through the Sanitary Canal into Lake Michigan, and then over to Indiana. It was an 8-day trip. And we took our time with it for sure. We had a good time in doing this. You're taking a look at this vessel right now. Captain Mark is doing what's called a walk around. And when he does a walk around, he makes sure that everything is hunky-dory on the boat, because we want to make sure there's no scratches, holes, or any of this stuff that can be blamed on Captain Mark, right? So every time I take a boat out, what I do is I take that boat and I do a walk-around video. For those of you that are just in the business also, I want to make sure that you do the same thing. You see, these scratches, they could cost a lot of money to have fixed on a boat, for sure. That some of those scratches go through what's called the gel coat. And man, oh man, I don't want to be blamed for any of that. So what I do is I make this video and I timestamp it by sending it to my wife, and it has a timestamp on it. Now you know what the boat looked like before I took it away. This boat happens to have been on some stands, so I wanted you to see that little bit there before you look at me. I know you're dying to look at me. I know you are. Just hold on a minute. Just want you to see that great American flag. It's had some wear for sure. This boat is called Ecomo Mai. And this boat was the first boat that this particular owner owned. A pretty large boat, a 50-footer. Pretty large boat to operate, but over this one season, he's learned how to be his own captain. And no, he doesn't need Captain Mark anymore. I wanted to share that with you, and also I'm going to show you in fast motion how we took that boat and put it in the water. This is a time-lapse photography. I just love these. And I had them lower it into the Mississippi River, and at this point that river was flowing really, really fast. But at any rate, I would love to welcome you right now to From the Wheelhouse. Hi, I'm Captain Mark Action Stevenson, and I have a couple of things to tell you. We have a great guest that's going to come with us in just a moment, and I want to make sure that you know about something else. Something happened today well, I was kind of planning on this and kind of expecting this, but I want to share this information with you. And if you, by the way, this is a live call-in interactive show. So if you want to call in and ask a question today or give a comment, that number's right there on the bottom of the screen. You see it there. Just call in and join us, and we'd love to have your questions answered or comments. There's some other ways to get in touch with Captain Mark, though. Grab a pen and write this one down. You can always get in touch with From the Wheelhouse, that's the name of our show, by emailing me at chicagoboats@gmail. I get a ton of emails from you, and you are asking all of those questions that you could answer or get answered right away by calling in to this live interactive show. But you can also know this: I take pride in answering my phone, and it's never ever clogged up. It is never clogged up with a bunch of voicemail messages. So I want to make sure that you know that you can call me at 312-437-2230. Back to my point. Caller, stand by 1 second. I want to make a point here about this organization, which I will not name. You know, when you join a professional organization, no matter what profession that you're in, there's some things that you better look for of that organization. You better make sure that that organization is getting you money. This is about money. Yes, it is. You got to make sure that your business connections and while you're networking within that group is with the type of people who are open to share information with you. If they're not, you're in the wrong spot. That's for sure. The other thing is that you can never speak for the organization unless you are its elected president. So make sure that you don't get yourself in trouble by speaking in behalf of the organization when you're not the representative that has been elected to do so. This particular organization that I'm talking about, I have served many, many different offices, from second vice president, first vice president, the president, and I can tell you with this organization, I've had many, many years of building relationships and having fun. But you got to know when to cut your losses. You got to know when to walk away. Again, if that organization isn't helping you professionally, basically all you could do is get together with the boys and have a glass of beer. Don't you be one of those people. I want you to just know that going through so many years with this organization, I have not only served in many different capacities and many offices, but I can tell you one thing. I went through a lot of hassle because I didn't see anybody that looked like me. And it was very difficult navigating through another person's world. And so don't get discouraged, though, if you find yourself in that situation. There is hope and there is help, but know when to fold up and walk away. We're going to take a caller right quick, and then we're going to bring in our guest. Welcome to today's show from the Wheelhouse. Come on with it.
Hey, Captain Mark, it's Captain Jim.
Hello, how are you doing, my good friend?
All right, I just wanted to say that you need a good mentor when you're in those situations, and you and I both had a good one, and that was Captain Johnson, who
Captain
was
Bob
passed
Johnson.
away. Wouldn't you agree he was a good mentor?
I know he was the best mentor of all. I would not have stayed with this organization as long as I did without him. That's absolutely right.
Yes, and he was a bit of a trailblazer. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, but you are too. You are too. We find ourselves as captains mentoring each other at different times on different levels. So you're not an exception. You are one of the mentors of many.
Well, I think you're on the right path, and you're right. We have to watch out for our own careers and our own interests because no one else is going to do it for us.
Did I smell a union? Do I smell a union or something?
That's the dirty word they don't want to hear, but yeah, I think so.
Well, sooner or later, I mean, this is a union town. Sooner or later, we have to join together in unison, the owners, the operators, the deckhands, the people who pick up the telephone calls and do the bookings for us, the bartenders, the painters, the fiberglass repairmen. Anybody that touches a boat or gets near the water and doing work, wouldn't you agree they need to be organized at some level?
Oh, definitely. And, you know, on the loading docks and the major ports in the United States, they already are.
They're called longshoremen.
Yes, sir.
Well, what happened? What happened with Chicago? What do you think? What happened here that this isn't organized?
That's the $64,000 question.
The workers, are they really at the mercy of the owners?
Yes.
Well, we have to work on that. We have to work on that.
And if I could also say, not just the owners, but some government agencies too.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
I'm like you, without mentioning any names. All right, I'm signing off.
Love you there. Thank you, Captain Jim Mescal. Thank you so much. I don't know how he got in because so many people are trying to call in. So I, but Captain Jim is a magical person. That's for sure. Now I want you to write this information down again. I'm going to show it to you, and I want you to write this information down so that you can get in touch with me about today's guest or any questions or concerns that you just might have. And it's right there. From the Wheelhouse, chicagoboats at gmail.com at 312-437-2230. That's 312-437-2230. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like for you to meet Kim Bernard.
Hi, everybody.
How are you doing, Kim?
Terrific.
Kim, thank you so much. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, you're taking the time to come and teach us some stuff. So we're going to get right into Kim's lesson. But first, I want you to know that she's the mother of two wonderful children. Wonderful children. They're 20 and 23. You ready to put them out?
Yeah, they're already out.
All right. You got to show me your trick. How do you get them out? And she's been in business for herself for 30 years. She recently decided to work for a boat company, a boat club, and spend more time on the water, which has always been a dream of hers. Sounds like a lot of our viewers, they have the dream to put themselves on the water and work. What made you get into this? And I'm not going to ask how old you are, okay? But we already know that you have grown children.
Yes, I
but
do.
you are reinventing yourself, are you not?
Yes, absolutely.
What made you do this?
I tend to go towards things I love to do. So being on the water more often is definitely one of those goals.
Very good. Okay. Well, today we're going to talk about shared boats. What the heck is that? I thought you have to be a millionaire or at least wealthy enough to own your own yacht.
Not anymore.
What do you mean, not anymore? What do you do?
Well, there are clubs popping up everywhere around the world, and the system works like this. You pay an initiation fee, and then you pay your monthly dues, and you have access to a whole fleet of boats, and there's reciprocity amongst certain clubs so that you could travel and boat in California or Florida or Tennessee or North Carolina.
Wait a minute. If I'm in a boat club, I can not only drive several different boats here in Chicago, but I will have access to boats in other parts of the country?
Correct.
I don't even have to have a hotel to go to, if I want to go to California or Florida.
Well, you might need a hotel, but you'd at least be able to take a boat out while you're there.
Oh, okay. Very good. Now, tell us more about this shared leasing thing. There are many different companies in Chicago, and we don't hold one company over higher esteem than any other. It just so happens that you're working for one of them, or many of them, or what?
I work for one company.
Okay.
But they have 5 out of 85 locations nationwide. So
Wow.
I manage all 5 of their locations.
Okay. Now, the shared leasing thing, how much is it going to cost me, and what kind of boat am I going to get?
Well, there's no fee that you pay. You pay the initiation fee, and then you pay your monthly dues, and then you get to boat for free, as often or as little as you'd like. The only fee you will incur is your fuel usage. Kind of like a rental car, where when you rent a car, you have to pay for the fuel.
What if I don't know how to drive a boat? I mean, that's like me going and renting an airplane.
We're going to teach you and train you on how to drive the boats. In fact, we have many different captains, and there are many different boats, so it's... and everybody's different, how fast or slow they learn. Some people learn really fast. Some people are already educated. And so it's based on, I can't tell you an exact number of hours that you'll spend on the water training and doing classroom training, but typically we ask that you take an online class through NASBA.
What, NASBA? What is that, a national safety something?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Boating Association. So
There it is.
basically, once you've taken that course, we'll get you on the water. We'll do a classroom review sitting on one of the boats and take you through what you learned online. And then it's time to get the experience live and in person on the
Now,
boat.
what is the average cost, and are you limited to just motorboats, or can I have a sailboat? You know, in my older years, I think I want to get off of these motorboats and sit back and just enjoy the breeze. Can I go sailing?
You can. It's usually an additional fee to learn how to sail, but it's a lot less than if you were to take a course outside of the club. So they've discounted it way down, and you can take the course that way. And then yes, we do have sailboats.
How much on average do these different boat companies charge for, say, a 35-foot boat?
To
To
be a member?
Yeah, to be a member.
It varies from club to club. So it could range from $300 a month to $600, $700, $800 a month, depending on what club you're joining.
Wow, that's doable. That's doable. Now, do you have to pay this $300 a month all year long? Or is
Yes.
this, okay?
Because the boats still need to be winterized, you still have slip fees, you still have maintenance, and so those are the things that insurance, that's all covered by the club.
How many people fit on the boat?
It depends on the size of the boat. It depends. It's not just how many. It's weight. Or so if you take 10 football players on a boat, it's different than having 15 people on a boat.
Well,
because the weight is different.
I have 10 friends, but 5 of them are drunks. And so I don't want to take them out. I want to take, maybe I can take seven people out. We could take 5 normal people and 2 drunks.
Right.
And we can, maybe we can maintain some control
Over them,
over
yes.
them, you know. But the thing is that I can, I've seen some of these rental boats. Where are they located here in Chicago, these different companies?
There's 31st Street, Belmont Harbor, Fox Lake, Lake Geneva.
Well, wait a minute. If I go down to 31st Street Harbor
Yes.
here in Chicago, I see during the summertime hundreds and hundreds of boats down there. How do I know which one are privately owned and which ones are in the boat club? Do the boat clubs dock their boat in certain places?
Certain boat clubs have certain docks. And typically with our club, you wouldn't be able to recognize our boats because there's no labeling on them, but we're on the north end of 31st Street.
You mean I could lease a boat and my friends would think that it's actually my yacht?
Yes.
Because they don't have yacht sharing signs on the side. I
Correct.
think if I went to the harbor master at the various harbors, because we have 10 harbors, ladies and gentlemen, here in the city of Chicago, and up and down the lake, we have 10 harbor masters that you can go and talk with them and ask them, where are these boat clubs located? Now, again, though, if a person wanted to find out more information, I'd like to be able to share some info with you. If you are looking to ask some questions about boat sharing, you can do this. You can call Kim, or you can email her right there, okay? At 888-447-1540. Give Kim a call and she'll be able to tell you more about this wonderful thing in boat sharing. Now, how many people, I'm interested in knowing this, how many people do I have to share my yacht with? Because sometimes I might not want to go anyplace. I might just want to, Kim, just go out and sit on the boat.
You can do that. You can go and sit by yourself. The way a boat club usually works is there's a captain and a co-captain, and they usually live in the same household, but there's other types of plans like a partner plan or a corporate plan where you can have more than one captain. Otherwise, it's usually 2 people
Okay.
that live in the same house.
Usually 2 people live in the same house, I see. Now, do you have to have any special clothing or, I mean, what else do you have to do but take this online course? You know, I mean, I've taken some courses, but I need to be able to be clear. I don't want just a paper. I need to know how to drive the boat. So who's going to help me?
Well, we have captains that are going to work with you and train you until you're comfortable. So some people, like I said earlier, may need 2 hours of training. Some might need 16 hours of training. It just varies on how fast people pick up the knowledge.
I see. And this I know to be the truth. I have trained for many different companies to train people how to drive their first boat. And you're absolutely right. Some people learn instantly, and some people I have to take them back to the owner and say, give her her money back. She's going to tear the boat up. Give her her money back for sure. Some people, just like dancing, you can't do it all. You know, what is your favorite part about shared leasing, though, in general?
The flexibility and getting my time back, I think, is most important. If I'm not having to maintain the boat, get it in the water, get it out of the water, all I have to do is show up and they hand over the keys. That's it. And I can take the boat out and go and bring it back and hand over the keys again.
Wow.
And go about my business. That's the best part, for sure.
Now, if you wanted to find out in Chicago, for example, follow along with us on this. And I'm going to go to the computer. Here we go. And the computer is not on right now, is it? Okay. Okay. Well, you got some information. Got some more information here. We have another caller who has called in from the wheelhouse. You have a question for Kim? Welcome to the show.
Hi, I was just wondering, how do I know which boat club is right for me?
That's a good question. So the way to determine that is to ask several different questions, one of them being the boat to member ratio. So if a club has a ratio of 1 to 15, typically it'll be more difficult to get a boat as opposed to a club that has a membership ratio of 1 to 10, meaning for every 10 members, another boat is purchased and acquired so that there's plenty of boats for all the members.
Wow.
2 would be to ask what is the quality of their boats and what sizes are those boats.
But if you don't know boats, how would you know if it's a quality boat or not?
Well, if they know price range, example.
You can go on your phone and take a look at price
Right,
ranges.
and
okay.
so our boats range from $60,000 to $150,000 boats. Another companies might be $20,000 to $40,000 boats, so they're going to be smaller boats.
How about cleaning the boats? Who has to do that?
The dock hands do that.
Wait a minute. You mean when I get there, I have a yacht that is clean and ready to go?
Absolutely. Yes, warmed up, fueled up, clean, and ready to go.
That's great for a guy like me who's naturally filthy. You know, I can tell you, I leave garbage everywhere. But I want to make sure that if I'm sharing the boat with 10 or 12 other people, I want to make sure that I live up to my responsibility of cleaning up behind myself because
Yes.
I want them to enjoy the boat nice and clean like it was when I arrived.
That's right. So the best thing to do, and what we say is whatever you take on the boat, you take off of the boat with you.
Okay, very good. We only have 1 minute left to today's show, but if there was one thing, and this time goes by so fast, I know, but if there was one thing that you wanted to tell the folks and encourage them on finding out how they can get on the water without spending $1 million, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to call me. I will help them. And it's a great way to get on the water. And even if you're interested in buying a boat, this is a great first step because you may not know what type of boat you want, or you think you know what type of boat you want, but it doesn't always work out that way, and then you're stuck with a boat. So you're better off starting with a boat club, trying out a variety of different boats, and taking it from there, getting the education for
Okay.
free.
And which is the best club in the city of Chicago? Don't say it. All the clubs.
All the clubs.
All the
absolutely.
clubs are great.
Yes.
If you'd like to find out more information, make sure that you do so. Make sure that you do so by contacting me at 312-437-2230. That's 312-437-2230. Or I take emails at chicagoboats@gmail. Thank you again, Kim. I appreciate you taking
Thank you
the
for
time
having
to
me.
come and join us and share this information. I'm going to flash this real quick. Also, call Kim at 888-447-1540, and she'll be able to answer some questions for you also. We're not selling anything here. All we're doing is disseminating information, because you don't have to be a millionaire to be a yachtsman.
To be a boater.
There
Absolutely.
you go. Thanks again. Folks, until next week, I'm Captain Mark Stevenson, and I'll see you then. Mama, get the coffee ready. The kid, he's on his way.